Well, this is it. Thank you so much for the flowers.
Of course, anything for you. When can we do this again?
You're sweet. You're nice. You're a gentleman. Career driven. You're just not my type. I hope we can still be friends though.
Sure. I understand it now.
One of the contentious points for guys like myself that are a bit nerdy, geeky, if you will, in this space is how much energy should we be investing in swag or game? That is a point that has caused many of back and forth. And one of the things that is important about this particular topic is if we're going to invest time in game and swag, that means that's time we have to take away from learning skills that might be very popular in the future, or dare I say, necessary. So who better to confront this kind of subject than Pimp God himself?
When my father was a young man, he said that he would buy these janky tires from these tire places that would sell these used tires. And he'd get these janky tires from these places. And it might work for 6 months. You know what I mean? You rolling. Picture me rolling. And he would catch these flats. And he was married. And his claim to fame was, now time me. I'm going to be back sitting in this car and we're going to be driving in 5 minutes.
The analogy that Pimp God is making here is actually the second best analogy that he made in this video. The best one, I suggest you watch the video in the description to hear it. But he's talking about how his dad prided himself on fixing up his car in a way that was what he thought was a cost-cutting method. But in the end, he realized something about the mistake he was making.
Okay, I understand it now.
And he'd get out there and hurry up and get the jack and raise up the car and then take off the bolts and then take the other tire and then jack it back up, jack it, all this kind of stuff and change the tire. And he prided himself using his masculine energy to be able to fix a problem that he created trying to go the cheap route. He used more energy. He spent more energy, right? It cost him more in the long run to buy janky tires than to go ahead and swipe the credit card.
I understand it now.
Wes? What are you doing here?
I quit my job to pursue right. I ain't got a place to stay right now, so what's up with it?
Of course, you can stay with me. Oh my God, put the baby.
And get some good years, fresh joints all the way around. Got insurance, AAA, everything. And just stay on top of your oil changes, do the damn thing. Like a good ass square would do.
I understand it now.
One of the beautiful things about Pimp God is that he can see the full picture. He mentions squares, right? But he doesn't mention squares in a derogatory way. What he's saying is, if that's your lane, play your lane as you play it.
Keep your damn mouth shut.
There it is.
Just shut up.
That's right.
Don't say nothing.
And so she wants that man. She finds a man that she likes. She creates this picture. She's driven by sex, and she wants to trap that man to worship her for eternity.
Keep your damn mouth shut.
And if he does not play to every single thing that she has in her mind, she wants to blow up the world. She wants to set off a detonator to destroy everything around her if things don't go exactly her way.
Essentially, his analogy, what he's saying is, if you're trying to put on a mask or be something that you're not, or try to dress up something to be something that it's not, then in the end, you're going to have to pay for it. And that's the lesson he's explaining about his father's, that he had to pay over and over and over again instead of just doing the simple thing, which is just taking out the credit card and buying the real thing, or in this case, be who you actually are.
He said to himself, probably one day, while out there changing yet another tire, he said to himself, this is his male logic, this is stupid. This is dumb. Here I am, trying to get back in the car within 5 minutes to show my wife my agility, my strength, when I could just bypass these janky tire dealerships and just put some good thread on these boys.
What if you're right? What? What did he say? What did you say? What if you're right? What if you're right?
And so what I come to realize is that a lot of men are struggling, trying to placate to the delusions of women.
Are you married? Yes, I am. You actually said that?
It's a lot of things that are going on with men, right? And because women ultimately don't care. Women don't care. Women say they like men. Women say they want men. But I've come to discover that women don't like men.
What if you're right?
Yes.
When? I mean, sometimes. When? What?
And the only reason that they're dealing with men is because they have this addiction to sex and power. And they feel like they can get a man to do what they want them to do and placate to their ego. That's the only reason why they're dealing with him. But if a man starts talking, if he starts expressing himself,
Boy, your dumb ass ain't gonna make 15. I can tell you that right now.
women will write it off as mansplaining. They'll write it off as misogyny, all of that, no matter what. So there's a lot of frustration that's going on with men.
I understand it now.
We asked 100 married women. Some days I'd be willing to trade my man for a really good what?
Pool boy.
A good what?
I'm sorry.
What did you just say? No.
For someone of Steve Harvey's stature, who calls himself a self-claimed pillar of the black political community as well as a self-made millionaire, why would you want your wife to make that kind of a joke at your expense on national television for a couple of cheap jokes? And of course, everyone's in on the joke if you watch.
What did you just say? No.
I was just
Right here.
I was just playing.
Yeah, but what did you say though?
Pool boy.
You hand off of me.
Rather than piecing and putting together cars that's already janky, go ahead and get you a nice vehicle.
And she wants to trap that man to worship her for eternity.
Although it's not fair for me to say I understand it now, what I can say along with a growing number of men is that we understand more now, with people like even Princella opening up and saying that the reality of what she's dealing with is difficult even for her. And then you add that to the looming divorce on the horizon for the self-professed relationship guru in Steve Harvey, and some things are easier to understand now than ever before. And many of the things that we were told about, you need to tuck your tail between your legs and be quiet as a man, that is simply not appealing to men looking to relationships in the future. If relationship gurus are basically telling you the way that a man can deal with marriage is to shut up and let her be right, and you're going to go through the rest of your life and trying to build a family in such a situation, that's just not it. And it's worth trying to find something else, someone else, somewhere else that is just more amenable to just being plain old happy. Although I can't say I understand all of it now, what I can say is that I, along with a growing number of not just men, but black men, see that thinking outside the box and looking for relationships in different places in different ways is probably the best way to move forward. And another thing I'm almost certain of is that what's lying ahead for relationship guru Steve Harvey is something, but it's probably not happiness. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.